have books everywhere, so I was trying to find the best thing that I could do to look more organized. So I went on Amazon and I found this LED bookshelf. I was completely amazed, so I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step on how to properly install and put together this amazing bookshelf. So they do supply you guys with an LED strip. However, if you do have flexibility, if you want to buy a strip that is kind of similar style of that one. So what I'm doing is I'm just securing down the strip on the back of the bookshelf. As you can see, I'm tightening up the screws. It's a pretty easy process. So I'm about to go on to the next step. So the next thing I'm gonna get, I get the bracket. So this pretty much connects everything on the bookshelf, including the brackets on the side. Of course, the bookshelf to hold the books, and also the rack for other additional items, including the top part as well too. So I'm gonna safely secure this. They do give you the screws, so I'm kind of looking at which exact screws to grab. So I see the ones, however, all the screws are labeled, so it's not too hard to identify which one is a correct or incorrect one. And also, through trial and error, you're gonna find out which ones are wrong just by putting them in as well too. So, as you can see, I'm screwing them in right now. I'm testing them out, getting everything aligned up perfectly, which I was having a little quick issues with that. And I'm trying to find the right hole. Even though the holes are easy to put in, it was giving me a little bit of struggle putting them in. But however, once I found them in, you just easily attach them in there and put the screw. They give you that screwdriver in there. However, you do have the option, if you did want to buy your own screwdriver, you can do so. But I had no issue putting them in there for the first part. Once you get one of the screws in, everything else kind of tightens up and it makes it easier to put all the other screws in as well. So I'm just tightening up the last screw in this bracket, and I'm gonna do a quick check to make sure everything's good to go. Okay, everything looks good. Now go to the next step. So I forgot the name of these screws, but these screws are useful in creating that divider in the bookshelf. So give that nice aesthetically great look to the bookshelf. So like I said, you can use all the equipment that is provided to you. If you want to use your own stuff, that's totally fine. I had no issues with it, screwing everything on there. A couple screws, a couple turns, you know, lefty loosey, righty tighty, and good to go. So I'm gonna knock these two out, and then there's another set of screws that I gotta, a set of these I gotta put on as well too. So everything's good to go. So now I'm about to go on to the next step to make sure everything is nice and snug. So people, I didn't lay this down because when I tried to do this laying down, the boards were kind of sliding off, so it was kind of hard to put them on, so I just kept it on my lap. So just slide them on there. You're gonna feel when it actually gets, you know, connected. So to make sure this on the right side, they're not facing the wrong way. As you can see how it leaned over. If I had it laying down, both of those would end up moving sideways. It made it kind of difficult to put on, so I just kind of kept it on my lap. That's the reason why I was showing you. Saw that quick jump. But however, once I tighten those up, you won't have no issues with that kind of leaning or kind of swaying at all. So as you can see, I'm getting the pieces that will actually secure in the legs and just putting them in there. It's pretty simple. However, at first I did kind of doubt myself because they're so easy to turn that it doesn't feel like it's secured in there. So as you can see me try to double twist it to see that it's locked in, it turned so quick that I was actually surprised that it was still so firm and locked in there. So you can see, this is my second time. Okay, let me make sure that is right. Okay, and then you see now it's locked in right here. Now it's not really gonna move right now. I felt it kind of like hard to shake. So I'm gonna put the next one in, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I had the same doubt, like there's no way this is secure at all. See how strong I try to tighten it to make sure that it was secured, but that thing is locked in there. It's not going nowhere. So I'm about to do the same exact thing on this center part of the divider. So I'm just going to tighten up the last part to make sure that it's good to go. Just make sure that nice and secure. It was not wobbling as strong. And then I'm going to do a final check on each one, make sure that they're finally tight. Now I'm just securing the outsides, making sure it's going to fully lock that leg into the bookshelf. So I'm just going to screw the rest of these in real quick. So as you can see, I'm doing a last, making sure that all of them are good to go before I go to the next step. So now I'm just about to grab this outside bracket, put it on there. So this is now getting to the easier part of installing the bookshelf. So you can see that I'm just looking for the screws right now. So I'm gonna go grab that in a few seconds. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting the screws in, making sure that they are the right screws. I mean, granted, yes, I said they are, the screws are labeled and stuff, but it's also good to check, making sure that you got the right amount of quantity in the bag, because I did have a situation later on where I actually was missing one piece and I just went on and installed it in, but I ended up having to fix that. But it's me kind of making sure that I have everything in there, make sure the holes are good. So all I gotta do is just do a quick little twist, a couple rights, and then them brackets is firmly secured. So this is more of the easier part of the install, which is thankfully I'm finally almost done with this. And you see how quick it is to put these in. Bam, couple twists. Bam, bam, bam. Feel that it get tight, can't turn it no more. Just go right down the line. Bam, just like that. And I feel how, and me, I can tell by how my leg is placed that this is now starting to get firmly secure. I don't have to put too much pressure to make sure that it's standing up properly. It's kind of now starting to take form in creating that stability of an actual bookshelf that can hold a very heavy amount of books. But this is the bottom part of the bookshelf, so this is where I put the, I guess, the hanging rack on there, so you can hang stuff on there, whether it's towels, whether it's hangers, or clothes, or any other thing that you can hang. This is where you're gonna put it at right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just finding the pieces that I can install the actual pole on, because I was having issues finding the right screws, but I finally found the right one and also putting it in correctly. And then all I do is pretty easy process. See, I'm just twisting it in just like that. Now I just firmly secure it. Bam, bam, bam. Tighten it up. Make sure everything is good to go. You see now it's starting to stand on its own. Watch me let go of my hands in a few seconds, and then you can see that thing not gonna move at all. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. See, making sure doing the last little check and turn a few more times. Cause hey, if it's tight on there, hey, cause like in the day, like sometimes with a lot of items, you can put some heavy stuff on there, and if it's kind of loose, over time, it's gonna eventually expose itself. So I make sure everything is nice, firmly tight on there, where you can't just easily loosen it up, either with movement or extra weight or anything like that. I see now my bookshelf is starting to take form. Now it's starting to look exactly how it is on Amazon. It's good quality so far. Looks very sturdy, very firm. It's not cheap built, so I'm happy about that so far. So I'm just putting on the last side of the bracket, and then it's tighten up that rod that has all the, and you can put all your stuff on a hanger with. So I'm just repeating the process like I did on the other side, is tightening up the other side of the bracket and making sure the whole entire outside is actually completed and is nice and firm and tight, so it's no, loose ends or loose screws that I have to worry about later on when I start putting everything on here. So now I'm about to put the shelves now officially in. So as you can see, I got the screws right there and some of the hooks. You can see on that top where the LED strip is at. And like I said, if you find a size that is similar to the LED strip, you could just put your own custom ones on there. That's up to you. You can probably just put your own screws on there and just plug it in if you want to. But like I said, if you pay for this, you might as well just put that regular LED on there. But you do have that flexibility. It lines up perfectly, and you see how that divider is on the LEDs. It's not even touching that LED at all, so it's nothing getting damaged while that is turned on. So that's a good thing. So I'm just preparing myself to actually install the shells on the inside and also on the outside as well too. Just getting all the screws, laying them out. So as you can see, I'm putting in the actual, I guess, the stabilization screws. I don't know what they're called, but it's pretty much gonna help lock in the shells that are in there, like the glass piece on there. The good thing about it, don't feel overly committed in having to put at a particular spot, because you can always move those pieces to adjust based on whatever you're gonna put in those shells. So based on what I did, at that level, you can put 3 rows of books on there, like some gigantic books up top, like textbooks and stuff like that, and then maybe some small books in the middle, and then you gotta lay the other books kind of face down, and then you can put, like, I think you can put up to, you can put easily like 7-8 books on that bottom if you lay them on the face down, as opposed to having them standing upright. But like I said, you can put, like, you can literally do 1 of these screws or 2. You can adjust it, so whatever works for you and whatever type of books or whatever you're putting on yourself, it'll fit most size items, especially office stuff like books, textbooks, note cards, printed paper, or whatever you want to put on there. So you'll be good either way. And these things are easy to put on, so as long as you screw them in, and make sure that they're facing the right way. It'll explain in the instructions on how to properly put it, but make it make sense. But you'll see what's right or wrong once you start sliding that glass inside that bookshelf. You'll be like, oh, okay, this is the wrong way. Let me kind of adjust it when you do it. And like I said, they're easy to take off, easy to put on, so you don't have to, even if you, and sometimes it's kind of weird because I feel like I have to overly tighten it up. But I didn't have to do that. In this case, they held up pretty well as long as they're facing the right way. And as you can see what I'm doing, I'm actually twisting them back the correct form, because I'm looking at the glass. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not supposed to look like that. It's kind of, I guess I misorientated how I was gonna put this on. So, but it's not really a big deal. Just easy to change them on there, twist them, bam, bam, good to go. And I'm about to put on the glass in a few seconds. And to see, that's exactly how they're supposed to look. You see how that white piece should be facing down on to the rack. So I'm about to put in, see, that doesn't go in there. That's going to go on that other side, on that right-hand side, not in this one. See, even if you try to, it won't fit. So I was giving the example of how it's going to look. They'll fit right on those nuds. And I'm missing, you see on the right side, those little stabilization parts. That's where the wooden block's going to go on. However, I was missing one piece. That's the piece I was talking about when I installed it in there. So now I can't put 2 of the blocks in, I only can put 1. So as you see on now, I'm putting the glasses on there. You see, easy slide in there. Bam, good to go. It did seem a little unstable at first, but me putting the books on there, I haven't had any issues so far during the install. And all I'm doing right now is just adjusting the levels. I don't know why I'm doing it right now, but I was gonna fix it. Oh no, actually I had to install too low, so I'm just taking it out and just getting it on the same level. And as you can see, even though it takes a few little screws, hey, it's no biggie. Just get it up, screw it, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Just getting it on there, screwing it up, and then bam, just put it back on there, screw it up to make sure that it's even, and screw it right back in there, and then I can put the mirror back on. So as you see, I'm checking the firmness of the glass. Now I'm about to grab a little wooden piece on there, and then I'm gonna slide it right in there. So what I end up doing eventually, I end up moving this down a little bit better, so it'll take off half of the, as you can see I'm having little issues. There's 2 little, you see them little back pieces on there? That's where I will put the nuds on there, so it's gonna fall right in line with the locking and securing in the tire. Oh my god, armpit hair. damn, but you see I'm missing that piece right there. But I end up moving this down a little bit more so I can put more books and actually more merchandise on the bookshelf. So here's how the bookshelf looks. I just took the mirror parts out so I can hang it up. I do recommend for you guys do anything, it is a little hard to put the screws into the wall. So I highly recommend buying your own screws, because if, for instance, if you try to do like a screwdriver or like a power drill to firmly secure it into the wall, those screws will ball out pretty quick. So just buy your own. I'll say buy some different screws to put into the wall to make it a little easier, and then now it's firmly secure and that thing is not going nowhere. So let me show you guys what it looked like with books installed into it. Now, I was pleasantly surprised that I was able to put all those books that were on the couch on that shelf, and they fit. It's very stuffed, as you can see, but they fit in there perfectly fine. You see the textbooks on there, you see print paper on there, you see binders on there. All that stuff fit on there perfectly fine. And you can see those screws. Those are screws I put in instead of the ones that was included in the packaging. And you can see it's holding out pretty well. I've been using it since, haven't had any issue, haven't felt like this thing gonna collapse or anything like that. I'm gonna give this 5 thumbs up. I would actually say 4 because it is a little pricey, a little bit, but other than that, it is worth the price. I just did have to change the screws up, but look at this. This is beautiful. This proves the room layout, how everything's gonna get. So I highly recommend getting this product, this bookshelf for you guys, the LED bookshelf for either yourself, your kids, or for family, or just to make things look a little bit more organized. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the subscribe button, and I'm out. Gone. And if you're interested, I got the link down below so you guys can get the same exact one that I got right here.